Hey guys, I'm going to try my hand at paper mache. So, I've never done it. Well, probably years ago. But, I'm going to make me a, the vintage style, paper lanterns from back in the, I don't know, 50s, 60s, maybe earlier 40s. They're called the, Jack-o'-lantern choir boy. I'll add a picture in here, and that way you can kind of see what I'm gonna try to look like, try to make my thing look like. So I have looked all over my house for some type of form to make the choir boy, and they are flatter this way, like this, and this I think would be a good form, but I don't know. I've got to cut the eyes out too once I get the paper mache on it. So I didn't want anything that's going to be super, super hard. So we may end up using this. So, and this is a little thing that I got at the Dollar Tree. It's a candy jar. It came with a lid, of course. And I don't know. We may end up using this. So we'll just set it to the side for now. But I did find this, which is about the same width. So I don't know. We'll see. I thought about maybe, I don't know, I'm just looking at it and wondering, should I cut one side out for the top? Because I don't want to have to cut the top out after I put the paper mache on it. And then I'll have to build it up. I've got some paper clay, air dry, Daz, yeah, modeling clay. It's like a paper, what I read on it anyway, the best to model your ideas. So we'll see. And this is supposed to dry in the air, I believe. I hope I grabbed the right one. I was looking at all the ones you could get, and I can't read that. That's not even in English. Okay. So we're hoping and praying that this is going to work. Yeah, nothing in here is in... Oh, but no, that's not even English. Okay. Okay. Anyway, this is going to be to build like our eyes and our cheeks and around the mouth. And to reinforce around the top and the bottom some. So I've got this to add on. And don't look at this. This is a project it's one I made years ago. Matter of fact, I probably have a video of it. I don't know. I don't know if I did a video with it or not. But it fell apart when I moved it. So, because I've had it for years. So I was trying to glue it back together and it's sitting there. But I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut these sides out or not. So bear with me, guys. We're going to see what we can do here. I didn't add my photo in where I told you I was going to. So I apologize. So I'll add it in right here. Alrighty, guys. I decided to go with this little container. Of course, I'm going to have to build this out here. But I'm going to draw my eyes on here and my face, my nose. Well, of course, I'm just going to kind of give me a rough estimate where I need to cut in the mouth hole. It's just going to be rough. I'm not the best artist in the world, so I just have to decide, do I want this side built out? Yeah, we'll just do it this way. But let me make sure you guys can see this good. Yeah. All right. I just want a simple eye. Of course, most of them are just simple, and they have it built out. Let's see. I'm gonna put the mouth right in here. Oh gosh, bear with me, guys, because I am no artist. It goes up and over and down like that. And then it's got a huge bottom lip. And it's hard to do because I'm trying to let you guys see me too. So I'm going to make it wider. gosh, we might be wiping this off and going back. I'm just going to keep doing it till I get what I want. There we go. Good golly. I'll fill that in a little bit there. Okay, and then the nose, and then the cheeks. It's got some bigger cheeks right in here. So I just want to have some lines so I know where to build it. And the nose is, of course, I'm not going to be able to see any of this afterwards. I'm just trying to get it to where I know. Oh my. We're getting there, a little at a time. Just so I know where the eye meets here, okay, and we're going to go up with a big eye and around, just like that. It goes here and around. I'll come back in here. I'm looking at a picture if you guys are wondering what I'm trying to draw it to the best of my abilities. Like I said, I'm no face. I don't like to draw faces. Nope, nope, nope. Not a face drawer. Anyway, this has got to be built up through here some. Okay, I know it don't look like, it looks terrible, so don't look at it. This is the cheek ball that's going to come around to right in here and meet with the lip, because there's, okay, it comes down and around, and the cheek ball on this side comes down and around. I hope this thing turns out, because I don't know. Say a prayer if this works out. And we got a line coming down through here, and we got lines coming down through here. That bottom lip, we'll build all this out. This is going to be a lip in here, just like so. You don't see a top lip, but you do see the bottom lip. Okay. Which is right there. But I've got to cut this out, and then we'll just build it. So you're really not going to see any of this once I'm done. On the eyebrow, it is built out too. So it's going to come just along here like that. Okay. That gives me some kind of idea of where I need to be and what to draw. Okay. And then, of course, we'll be doing the other parts as we, but I want to get this cut out. And hopefully, then we'll put our paper mache on. Oh, I know you're probably at home thinking, oh my gosh, look at that. That looks terrible. Because I'm thinking it looks terrible. But hopefully it turns out in the end. That just gives me an idea of what I need to do. All right. We'll be right back. All right, guys. If this don't work or this all fails, you won't see this video. But if it turns out okay, you'll see it. So got my X-Acto knife. I'm hoping this works. I'm just going to kind of heat it a little bit. I don't want to turn my blade black, but I just want to give it a warm. Hopefully that'll help. And I'm just going to score it. Because if I don't score it, I don't think it's going to. I'm going to give this more of a curve anyway. There we go, like that. And this may not cut. I don't know, like I said, if this don't work, you won't see this video. this is probably going to take forever. I don't know. I may have to find a heated knife and do it. It may work better just by getting a heated knife. So I'm afraid if I push too much pressure, I'm going to bust it and bust right through it. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do this because this is going to take forever. And you kind of see what I'm doing. If this doesn't work for me, like I said, I'll be going to getting a hot knife, which I've got one somewhere. I just have to find it. I'm getting my good score in there. But I believe my hot knife might work better. But I am going to score this real quick. That way it will be scored. There we go. I got a good score all the way around there. And I'm going to do this other eye. Because I don't want the eyes square. I want them more round. And what I mean by square, I want them more round here in the bottom. So, of course, I can build, like I said, it really don't matter because I'm going to build it up with the clay anyway. So, hopefully, and we can make the eyes and everything look better once we get the clay and stuff built onto them. There we go. Make my corners more round. Get my good score there. And everything might not be perfect because it's a DIY, right? Do it yourself. And you can do it however you want. And make it look however you want. You don't have to use a picture if you've got an idea of what you want it to look like. Alright, got the score. Now I'm going to score around the mouth. And like I said, I am going to go find my hot knife. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and get down through here. Heat this again just so it gives me a decent score around it. There we go. Now, I don't want that corner square, so I'm going to make sure we got to go round right there. Alright, I'm not going to make you watch me. I promise. You kind of get the idea of what I'm going to do. And I'm going to cut those out, the mouth and the eyes. Are the only parts I'm cutting out. I just done that just so I could see where to place what I needed. So, alright. So, hopefully when we come back, all this will be cut out. Like, you know, video magic stuff. Alright. Talk to you in just a bit. Okay. We're back. Got everything cut out. I ended up using, it's called Weller. It's a BP65 OMP. It gets hot, and I just cut it out. Of course, I probably need to sand this where it's a little rough. So, if you have one of these or use a hot knife, guys, go outside where it's well ventilated, because you don't want to smell melting plastic in your home. Okay. And like I said, I'm probably going to try to sand this a little bit, so maybe so it's not so rough. Right here I've got a piece of sandpaper. And then maybe not, because I'm going to build it anyway with clay around. But anyway, there's our shape of our mouth and our eyes. And now I guess we can work on the paper mache part, and then build it up. So I've got to build this with some layers here. I'm going to build around the bottom. I almost cut this top out to make it flat, and I still may, or I may just build it up. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build it with some clay around here to make it look more, a little bit bigger this way. Yeah. So let's get to starting on the paper mache. All right, guys, let's see here. I got my mixture. Kind of like, I might have it a little thick. I don't know. But anyway, this is just flour, all-purpose flour, and water. I've got some water here in case I need to add more water, because I may. And of course, I've got some shredded paper here. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to tear these down a little bit more. And let's go ahead and try to do some paper mache. Yeah, I think this might be a little thick. Shoo. Somebody is going to be messy. Oh. Messy. All right. So I'm going to start by layering it on the side here, pressing down. Yeah, it may be a little thick. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't messed with paper mache stuff in years. I know I've probably done this for art class or something. Gosh, that would be back in the 80s. Maybe in middle school. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that would be. Yeah, 80s. Yep. I had to think. And that might tell my age. I don't know. I'm a grandma. So, all right, we're going to tear a couple of these off here. I'll go ahead and get them down in there. This is messy. And I'm not going to sit here and show you the whole thing of me paper macheing it. Like I said, I don't want to bore you guys. I could fast forward it, but, or kind of make it fast, but I don't know. My fingers are kind of dirty now, so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna layer this one on. You kind of got, I can't even talk. You guys kind of get the idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna paper mache. And this may never dry as thick as this is, so I don't know. I'm gonna rub some of this off, and I want to build this up because it's flat anyway, so I may have to, I'm gonna try to spread some of that around there. That's gonna give it some more there we go. Like that. And then I guess I can come in with another piece. Get some stuff on. This is messy, guys. but it's going to be fun. All right. I just want to make sure I got some on both sides because you want your paper wet, as wet as you can get it, I think. And then as things dry, then that. And of course, a lot of, like I said, I'm going to cover most of it anyway with some clay, that paper clay. So to build up around the eyes, but I don't want to use a bunch of clay, so we're just going to go in with some of the paper. And I'll probably just do a base coat and go all the way around, and then I'll come back and build here. I don't know, I may build with just clay here. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. And I'll stop periodically and I'll film. That way you guys can see like what I'm gonna do here, how I'm gonna build that out. And all right. Get another piece of paper. While we're on here, we'll do these few I've got here together, and then I will pause the video and I'll go ahead and do the first layer on him, and then we'll come back and hopefully I'll let the first layer dry, so it'll probably be tomorrow when I come back. And we will see what we got. Hopefully this thing dries. I may have to sit it outside. Here we go. Now, we can get this all around here. Spread some of this out because it's all over me already. All over my fingers. Do I have any more paper tore up? Yeah. Just want to do that. But once you start spreading it, now it's starting to dry. I do see where it's on my paper down here. All right. Like I said, we'll get this done together, these few here, and then we'll, like I said, pause the video and I'll finish the first layer off camera, and then I'll come back tomorrow probably when this is dry, and then we'll start layering and building. And I promise you I won't let you down. I'll let you see me building, and you know, so you know what I did in certain areas. All right. I just want to get some of that off of there, so we don't need it all on there. Okay. Oops. Go back up there. I'm dragging it. All right. Let me rub some of this out. I hope this turns out, guys. I hope this turns out like I want it to. And that way I can come back and show you this video. Because I'm hoping. Hope this works. I think it will, but we'll see. Who knows? I may destroy it and not mean to. Hope maybe it'll be a happy accident if I do have an accident with it. Oop. Yep, it's wanting to stick there. I'm gonna have to find a place to put it so it won't stick, because it's gonna stick to this paper here. So I'm gonna lay it like that for the moment, and I'll pause the video here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the first layer, and like I said, it'll probably be tomorrow when I come back when it's dry, and then we'll put more on. Unless I see that I need to layer it while it's still wet. So, alrighty, I'll be back. All right. Come back on real quick. Ooh, look at my hands. This will be a fun project for children. But please make sure you cut the face out first. Of course, he's still wet. I've got it all over my hands. I was going to come on real quick, though, and tell you, if you want to paper mache the inside, I would do it first. I did some in here, but I'm going to wait till he dries now, and then I'm going to go back inside and do the inside. But I'm going to keep working it and hopefully not tear it There we go. But I'm going to keep working it, though, until I can get all that flat that I've got in there. I've went around the eyes twice and the mouth. Just because, you know, it had those rough edges, so we weren't going to feel those. So the paper mache is going to cover them. I didn't even have to sand them. So, but I just want to come back on and show you this right here before he's dry. And just kind of give you that little tip to go ahead and do the inside first. And then work your way out. Alrighty, I'm going to go wash my hands. Hopefully I can cut this camera off now. See ya tomorrow. Hopefully this thing will be dry. Now I got to figure out. There we go. Hey guys, I thought I hit record and I didn't. But I ran out of paper, newspaper, so I started using this craft paper. And you can get that at Dollar Tree. But all I did was roll it and put the flour and water, the paste, build up his eyes. I built up cheeks, and I built up around the mouth, and I built up that flat spot. I don't even remember which side it was on now, but I've got it built up. I think it was this side. Got it pretty much built up, and I'm outside because this stuff is messy. But that's it, and I apologize for not having it recording while I was actually putting the mouth and stuff around, but you kind of get the idea of what I've done here. And of course I can still go back and shape some more. Ooh, had a bee after me. I can go back and shape in here more because he's still wet. Shape around in here and shape here. I may do it as it dries a little bit more, but he's looking a little scary, but oh well. All right, but this way, building it up with the paper won't take as much clay, because clay is a lot more expensive than your paper and your flour and stuff. So, but hopefully it's going to turn out, and you guys can see it. All right, we'll see ya soon. All right, guys. If I keep him from cracking. Like I said, I'm new at this, so this is the first time, well, maybe not first time messing with clay, but first time trying to build something big. And my problem is he's wanting to crack. So I've looked online and it says to make sure you're thick enough with the clay and making sure you got enough water mixture. So I'm going back, and it said to catch these cracks quick. So I'm trying to do that. As I see it cracking, I'm coming back and I'm working them immediately. But he is heavy. I don't know if it's because he's got a lot of clay on him. And of course I done the paper mache, you know, to begin with. And so I don't know if the combination is making him heavier. I don't know. But he's wanting to crack in between his eyes and right above his nose, right in here, and wanting to crack coming down from the eyes. So I'm just watching it and trying to, I guess what is happening is my outside is drying faster than the inside, of course, it is going to. So you just have to stay on top of those cracks. I really, really, really probably need to watch somebody do this and see how they do it with this clay, air dry clay, and just see what they come up with. I mean, as far as water mixtures and how thick they need it. I did lose a little bit of my pug nose, but it's still got a little pug nose there. You can still see the detail. That's what I didn't want to lose detail once I started adding more clay. So you can still see some of the lines that I put in him, the pumpkin lines. I did date it already on the bottom. And see, he's wanting to crack right there. I can see one starting here. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to wet them and rub them in, and then possibly taking another little piece of clay like this and just trying to build it, all while trying not to lose my other detail that I had already put on it. So, but that's all I'm doing, is I'm staying on top of it and trying desperately to keep him from cracking. So I got one trying to come in right there, it looks like. So I'm going to try to do some stuff here. And I'm just trying to stay on top. I mean, I wanted to come on and explain to you guys what was happening. And so maybe I can prevent these cracks somehow by staying on top, like it says, to stay on top of them and catch them as they're forming. And go ahead and get extra clay in that area and wet it again, I guess. But I am trying desperately, so I'm not losing any kind of, and I'm learning these tools. Just trying to, and you can see I've got dried clay on them. I probably need to clean them. Would help. There we go. Good thing it's easy to clean once it dries. And that's the best thing I found, is go ahead and just let it dry on the tool and then wash it. It comes off so much easier than trying to take it off the tool wet. See there? And I can just go back in and try to get that detail back right there beside the mouth. And the chin's doing really well. The first crack I ever had was real bad right here across the bottom of the chin, and down through here I had real bad cracks. So far this isn't cracking again, but it is still wanting to crack, like I said, across the nose. But I did build it back up again, so we'll see what happens. And hopefully he'll dry out in the next couple days really well. Cross your fingers, guys, no more cracks. And we'll come back and hopefully we can try to paint him And I haven't decided if I want to spray paint or acrylic paint. So, we'll see. We will see. And I'm see here, I'm about to lose my mark here. So I'm going to try to go back in a little bit here. I think I went in with a bigger ball the first time, but we're just going to do this, and then I'm just going to smooth it down so the edges aren't so sharp. That's all I'm doing. There we go. That way I'm getting my line back in and trying to keep my lines here as well. So, like so. Here we go. And then I was going to build this out back here and make him more rounded back, but I don't know. I may just leave him that way because you're not really going to see the back of him anyway. So, yeah. See here was a crack trying to start earlier, so I thought I'll smudge that in, but we're going to do that. Hopefully that'll keep that from forming. So, yep. Let's see. Hopefully, cross your fingers, guys, that this does not crack anymore. I'm trying my darndest to keep it from cracking. The bottom's not cracking right here. It's where I set it on that lid, and I wished I hadn't. It made an indentation. So, and it kind of almost looks like it's wanting to crack around where that jar lid was sitting. So, it's all right, though. Nobody's going to see the bottom but me. And nobody's going to see this guy but me and you. So y'all know he's going to have a flat back. Nobody else will. And see, it wanted to crack right there. So we may need to go in here and add, get a little bit more of that clay. Let me build that up just a little bit more right there. And I didn't put any lines on the back of him because, like I said, he's for me. He's not for anybody else. So, and if you're going to try this, hopefully I've inspired you a little bit. Hopefully. And maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Hopefully. But I have found that adding more water does seem to help with the clay. It does make it spread easier and is easier to build it. And then after this is all done, I may even go back over it with a fine sander, piece of sandpaper, real fine grit sandpaper maybe, and smooth him out just a little, but not a lot. I don't want him smooth because the originals, the paper on them is not smooth. It's kind of a rough finish, and we don't want him smooth. But I may kind of hit some of these higher edges, as long as they don't crack. Hopefully, cross your fingers. But he is hardening up enough that I can hold him now and not worry about mashing his face or hurting him. So, other than his lip here, every now and then I come around and I see something on it and I'm like, oh, no. Because his lip did want to crack too earlier. So I'm just trying to build that in there as well. Just to keep that from cracking. Get back in there. I want to stick to my finger. I didn't have enough water on it probably. It's harder to work with a smaller amount of clay than it is a bigger amount. I don't know why, but it is. So, there we go. Now, smooth that back out. kind of like his lipstick more. It's more protruded than the original. But I kind of like it that way, because if you think about it, if you stick your lip out, or a kid would stick his lip out when they're singing, they really throw that bottom lip out. Ooh, you know. So, and I just kind of wanted to make him different. He is different than the original, and I will show you a side-by-side when we're done. But he is similar, but different. So, hopefully he turns out. Hopefully he doesn't crack anymore. So, like I said, cross your fingers. See, and maybe I need to quit messing with him, because that's me. I'm sitting here and I keep messing with him. But after reading what I read, it's good to keep catching anything you see right off the bat, imperfection or crack starting. The sooner the better. So that's what we're doing. Kind of a waiting game. Now I have a newfound respect for people who do a lot of clay work and paper mache work. I understand now why they ask for the prices they ask. So I do. I get it. This is not a, you cannot rush it. It's not a hurrying up, get it done game at all. So like I said, you're just sitting on it and waiting with it. Alright guys, I'm going to stop the video and let him finish drying again. And when I come back, hopefully he's not going to have any cracks and he's going to look just like this. Cross your fingers, please. Alright guys, we'll be back. Hey guys, we're back. Different view, and I apologize about this. I do not know why this is on this stand, but I can't take it off. I was going to try to break it off, but I can't. So, as long as it doesn't affect our picture, we're okay. Alright, now, here's our boy. I did have to go back and redo a few little places on him that cracked. But he did crack. But this is him. And he does have some cracks back here on the back, which I'm not going to worry with. Right down here. I'm not going to bother. I put a little glue on them and we're just going to let them roll. And right here, big old crack. So, anyway, nobody's going to see those sides but me. So, and you now. So, this is him, and we're going to paint him. And while I've got you on here, I did not film this guy, but I did make this guy. Let me back up here so you guys can see him. Oops. But I did end up making this guy. And he turned out pretty good. He had a few little cracks that I fixed, but nothing major. I got a little hole there in his hand. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that's going to be where he's going to hold a bucket. Let me turn him around for you guys. And I'll show you what I done with him and how I done him. He does have some of the Crayola clay. I don't know if that bucket was just old and that's the reason it cracked so bad, because everybody else that I watched has good luck with it. So I'm assuming the bucket I bought was probably a little on the old side, because like I said, I got it secondhand at the Goodwill. And I thought, heck, why not? Bring it home, we'll try it. So, and it could have been that, but his body was done with that, and a lot of his head. And it didn't crack near as bad as that one. I think I just had that one way too thick. And this one I went thinner, and it did do better. It didn't crack near as bad. But let me set this camera down for a second. Let me see if I can fix this where you guys can see. Sorry about that. I did lose you. I mashed the button. So, but anyway, what I wanted to show you guys. Oh, look at his eyes. I just now noticed they're a little different, but that's cool. He's different. And he is a jack-o'-lantern witchy vampire-y dude. I don't know what you want to call him. But anyway, what I was going to tell you is I did go back in and cover up the cracks with this. And I got this off of Amazon. And I think it was $9.99. Don't quote me on that. I'll try to link that down below for you guys. I do like this. I like this way better than I like that Crayola. Like I said, unless I got a bad batch in that, or an older batch in that Crayola, this stuff was amazing. It's smooth. It seems to do well. I do like it. So, and I think his hat, his mouth and eyes, were all done out of that DAS. I think you say that right, DAS, D-A-S, or DAS. But that was what I done the hat, and they didn't crack. So, they look, I mean, and that wasn't really a crack. That was just a thin spot I had there to begin with. So, it done really good. Didn't crack. And I like how it dries. It dries pretty quickly. So, alright guys, I think we're going to attempt to paint our dude over here. Our jack-o'-lantern guy. Our choir boy, whatever you want to call him. Our choir boy dupe. I'm sorry, because he's not really a choir boy. He's mine. So, we're just going to paint him orange. And I think we're going to attempt to do it with the, I don't want gloss. Maybe I grabbed the wrong one. I hope the other one wasn't gloss, but I'll look. Is that going to, there we go. But anyway, this is, it's still wanting to focus on that stuff behind it, I think. Sorry, guys. Is it going to focus on this? Anyway, it's pumpkin orange. There you can see it. Alright. And I've got some nutmeg brown, maybe, to do some darker shading. Or I've got some melted chocolate. I don't know if that's going to be too dark. We may not use it. And, of course, then we're going to have some black for some, maybe some shading. We'll see. We might not even use the black. It may just be orange and brown. Let me check that orange real quick. Make sure. Oh, and I got white. But this is a gloss, too. I don't know why I got gloss. I'm not a glossy person. I like flat blacks. Or flat colors. Yeah, here we go. I don't think this one's gloss. We're going to use this one. This is matte. Yep, this is what we want, the matte one. I grabbed the wrong one. So, I like matte or flat. So, let me set that up there so you guys can see that. And it says matte acrylic paint. Quick drying, easy cleanup. And it is made by Apple Barrel. And I got those because you can get them at Walmart. And you can get them really easily off of Amazon as well. And cheap. Like 58 cents, I think, for those. Sorry, guys. Had to grab a drink. I had an asthma attack. Two asthma attacks earlier. Which is crazy. But, so bear with me if I'm a little flighty. Or sound a little jittery. Or my hands are a little shaky. It's just due to my inhalers that I have to use. I don't know what kind of the albuterol inhaler, and then I have the Trilogy as well. So those medicines tend to make me a little jittery, so just bear with me. All right, let's jump right into this. And let me get my stuff together. All right, and real quick, guys, while I'm thinking about it, because I know everybody's going to ask me what I done or what I used to make him. And all I did was use a cone like this from Dollar Tree. I don't know if you guys can see the wording. I hope you can. It's just a craft artesian floral foam. That's what it's called. It is a 6.9 inch by 2.9 inch. And you can use bigger if you want to do that. And what I did was roll the clay. I rolled it really thin, and I put it on him like fondant, however you say that. Excuse me. And a pumpkin like similar to this one. It didn't have the burlap on it, but it was similar to this. And all you would have to do with this is take your little stem out, of course. And you could leave the burlap on if you want your burlap texture underneath it. But I would suggest taking it off. It's very easy, and it's just shoved right in there. It's all they do is shove it in there in pieces like that. And when you pull it off, you're just going to get a piece like that. That's all they did was spray paint it. And, well, they spray painted it after they put it on here because you can see the orange on there. But that's all it is. You just pull these pieces off. Just like so. And you got you a nice form to cover with your clay. And that's a nice head. Or whatever you want to use it for. Alright, let's get into painting this choir boy over here. This guy right there. Got our apple bear orange. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing orange. And then we can go back and, I don't know how many coats this thing's going to need. I'll let you guys know with just using this apple barrel. So, I will keep you updated on how many I've used and how many coats that it takes. So, but this is what I'm going to do. Just going to go around and paint it. And I'm not going to make you watch me paint because that'd be like watching paint dry too. Just want you to kind of see what I'm doing. Just going over it with just a small paintbrush. I should have a bigger one, but it's alright. This small one will work. But I will be back as soon as we get him all painted. It'll be like magic. 1 second, he'll be painted.